Hi, everybody. This is your announcement for Philosophy 101 for the week of February 10th. Okay, so this is week 4 of the semester. I was just looking at the calendar. Um, and first of all, thank you for your comments on the announcement last week on my team. Yes, they did lose, but it's fine. I was happy for the Kansas City Chiefs, and now football season is over, and I'll have to find something else to occupy my um, very short amount of downtime that I have. So anyway, we move on. So we continue this week. We're still in Module 2.1, working on the Meno by Plato. And so I was looking at your discussion 1 that you completed, and actually it's due tonight, so maybe some of you are still working on that. But I was looking at the posts that are there, and they look really good. I think people have caught the idea of what Socrates is talking about with regard to learning. But I wanted to just also throw out a little bit of a caution too. Sometimes students, and I saw this in a few students' responses, kind of get caught up in a literal, I guess, a literal interpretation of what Socrates says and what is said in the dialogue. And so be careful, because it doesn't work that way. So in other words, what I'm talking about is the idea of that we simply recollect all knowledge, that we really, oh, I just froze, that we really don't have to learn anything, but that, we literally just bring it all back up because we've been reincarnated. Okay, so yes, Socrates says something like that, but it's more, how can I say this? It's more abstract than that. Okay, so the way that I guess I've always interpreted this text is not so much that this is to be taken literally at Socrates' word, but rather he is implying that learning is accessible to anyone, even a slave boy. Okay, so, and I think that's really the point he's trying to drive home, is that anyone is capable of gaining knowledge. And to him, the best way to do that is through this process of questioning, where, we have to kind of take responsibility for learning. And that's not to say that we don't learn new information, because of course we do. But once we take in that information, being questioned on it really forces us to think about it and to apply it. And I think it becomes more useful. The knowledge becomes more useful. And I think that's what Socrates is saying. Okay, so don't take what's said too literally. Okay, so Plato's not really meaning to say that there is no learning of new material, that it's all there inside of us. You just have to recall it. I think what rather Plato and Socrates are trying to get across is that we have the potential to gain new knowledge, and that potential is universal, which I think is a darn empowering idea to think about. Okay, so I know for me, this had a very huge impact on my life when I first studied this, because it made me feel like, yeah, I can do it. I can learn math. I could learn math that's higher than algebra. And like the slave boy, I had trouble. But anyway, I think that's where he's coming from. Okay, so we move on to our next discussion, and that is discussion 2, which is the final due date is February 16th. There's also a self-check quiz, number 3, which is due on February 12th. So in discussion 2, we're going to be talking about right opinion and knowledge. Okay, so you probably have already, I don't know how far you've gotten in the text, but you should finish the text this week, finish the reading, all of Meno. And before you do this discussion, make sure you have a clear understanding of what right opinion and knowledge are to Socrates. Okay, so what makes knowledge knowledge versus right opinion? Because they're different. They're different concepts to Socrates, and they perform different functions. Okay, so think about that before you post your responses to the questions. Okay, and if you want to talk about that more or want to ask me questions about it, you can post on the Coffee House discussion forum. I really haven't talked about that, but that's kind of an open forum where if you want to talk about ideas in the readings, you're welcome to. And I will look at that and respond. Or you can just, ask me as well. Okay, so that's what's going on for this week. And I think, let me see. Actually, let me show you. Let me just show you where we're at. Okay, just so you know. So here's Module 2. That's where we're at. You completed this and that and the discussion. So now you have your self-check quiz, and then this is discussion 2. This will be, like I said, the final due date. Oh, it looks like people have already posted. There's Zakia's post there. So anyway, this will be due February 16th. So your questions are in your own words, but basing your response on the assigned readings in Meno. Explain what right opinion is and what knowledge is. Then tell me how the two are different from each other. Number 2, discuss how you think each right opinion and knowledge can be useful in your life. Okay, so that's where we are at right now. All right, so once again, if you have any questions, contact me and I am happy to answer them. Okay, thank you for watching my video announcement, and I hope you all have a very good week this week. And happy Valentine's Day. Oh, I should tell you, not to lengthen this video too much longer, but the idea of love was very important to the ancient Greeks. And in fact, they had numerous different words for love. But if you would like to learn more about what love was to the ancient Greeks, there's a wonderful dialogue by Plato called the Symposium, and it's all about love. So it's one of them. There's actually a few dialogues where love is addressed, but the Symposium is really cool. So and it's Symposium. I'll put a link on the announcement to it so you can check it out. Okay, now I'm done. All right, so happy Valentine's Day. Whether if you are celebrating or not celebrating, there's love is everywhere. Okay, so doesn't necessarily have to be in the form of a couple. Okay. Anyway, bye. See you next time.